What is up, sickos? Welcome back to the Instinct Culture podcast for AEW Dynamite. It is Wednesday, August 27th. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, joined by Righteous Reg. Reg, we kicked off our debut for the 2300 Arena. How are you and welcome?
It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. And Denise, if this is going to be the vibe at this residency, the 2300 Arena, we're about to have some fun shows over here. The crowd was live the entire time, all the way up until the end. And they were as Philly as you can get and everything that I would expect to come out of this residency. So I'm excited about what's to happen. This was a very high impact, fast show. And I'm happy that the product they put out post Forbidden Door, some of these post pay-per-view shows, Denise, sometimes we come on and we're like, oh, that was a show. But this one really did some stuff to me. I liked it a lot.
It was Philly cheesesteak good. Come on, Reg. Dan, you can't even give me that one.
Try again. Let's do another one.
You ever bite into a really good Philly cheesesteak and the cheese and the meat and the bread, it just melts in your mouth and you're like, oh. Never had that? Have you ever had a Philly cheesesteak?
I have had a Philly cheesesteak. They are very delicious, very bomb, but I don't know if I'd describe this.
Okay, well, clearly you haven't lived yet.
I like wrestling more than I like Philly cheesesteaks.
Okay, clearly Reg has not lived, all right? I have lived, and that's what the show felt like, all right?
Like you're living?
Nice, good Philly cheesesteak, and I live with a Philly cheesesteak.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I hear you. I got you.
All right, but anyways, we're riding on a high. At least I know I am. Darby Allin, Claudio Castagnoli. I want to kick things off there, man, because we were talking about that was one of the things that I do want to say before I get off into the woods. But the way the show started and the way the show ended, flame emojis on the top and the bottom, because that's what that felt like. There was so much good atmosphere at the 2300 Arena. But I want to kick things off with the main event, which was a Falls Count Anywhere with Claudio and Darby. And I really, really like this. I mean, Falls Count Anywhere with Darby going out there and attacking Claudio right from the beginning. Like within 30 seconds, I think he had gone through a table, some freaking wall, and making his way back out there. They did a moment where Claudio threw Darby over the top rope. Darby did a freaking coffin drop off the top of the stage area. I mean, it was insane. I don't even know what to say, but it was the kind of match that won. This crowd is clearly gonna love out there in Philadelphia, but two, it reminded you of shit. We were just sitting here, Reg, not too long ago, talking about how we were sad that Will Ospreay's gone and Swerve Strickland is gone, and all of the things that we kind of lost in a very short period of time. But the stuff that we still have at the moment, and with the return of Darby, we have a lot of great stuff. One of them being Darby in this match with Claudio. How'd you feel about what you saw out there?
Yes, it reminded me how important Darby Allin is. I think there's been one thing that I always say that Dynamite has needed when they talk about what the show and how it is. Back in the Attitude Era, when when a wrestling show was great, you'd leave that show on some kind of cliffhanger or some kind of excitement, wondering what was going to happen. That's what Darby Allin matches are. That's what this main event was. Like you said, him jumping Claudio before the match even started, them starting in the back, it just felt like a different vibe. Like everything we've seen today on this Dynamite show, it felt completely different than that in a really great way. It just shows how different of a wrestler Darby Allin is. He's one of the best TV wrestlers, legit, of all time. Like if you go back through his matches, he always adds some kind of crazy element to it. And I think this was the perfect way to cap off the first show at the 2300 Arena, because exactly like you're describing, Denise, these are Philly fans. They're hardcore. We've seen some of the craziest wrestling moments of all time in this building. So them having crash course crazy shit to end it, tables, Darby's jumping off of this high beam in the arena, and just kind of felt like carnage. It felt like you didn't know what was going to happen next. And that's an important element for AEW. And you can't get that very much often without Darby Allin. He's such an unpredictable wrestler and an unpredictable person. He adds a great element that helps AEW a lot. And I think this is perfect. I want to see Darby Allin in many more main events, Denise, because I love this feeling of like, Damn, that was crazy. We saw an amazing show, a show that went by very quickly, but the ending just felt like, yes, I love it. That's the AEW shit we needed. And like you're saying, we lost some big players, but we gained a gigantic player and having Darby back in his full form.
When you mention kind of people sort of forgetting what you have in Darby Allin, I'm so glad you mentioned that because that reminded me when Darby left for Mount Everest, there were people that were saying, oh, Darby, when he comes back, he's going to take the title. And I was very excited, but I also knew that wasn't going to happen only because a lot of things had happened between then. But there was also some conversation where I saw people saying like, oh yeah, Darby's not the guy, blah, blah, blah. And I remember thinking, Darby is the guy. Like, I know it's not going to be right now because that was Hangman's moment to take Jon Moxley's championship away. But Darby, I think, reminded people today, hopefully for those that needed the reminding, that he is that guy. And here's the thing.
And that promo too, and the one with the blood.
You're right, with the blood. And it was cool too because the way that they did. So Darby had a promo, but it was more so the aesthetics. And again, whoever edited that video package, please, bravo. You get an A++ on that. But it was cool because he was using squeezing the blood out from his ear and making it into art where he's painting out the words all out. But at the exact same time, the music kind of felt like this concierto kind of music.
Yeah.
So it gives this like creepy gothic vibe. I don't know. It was awesome. And he's got the flames and everything. It was cool. But what I do want to say though is that I know sometimes people are going to think, oh, yeah, they just like Darby because he does, crazy
He's
shit
crazy.
and crazy spots. And yes, that's a huge selling point
that
for
is
sure.
Why.
But also, this guy has had tremendous matches. Like when I think some of my favorite matches, I think his matches with Samoa Joe. I think the match that he had with Will Ospreay. Now add this one here with Claudio Castagnoli. So it's just a bunch of little things that I think Darby is the guy. And I think down the road, whenever we're done with Hangman, if they want to go, whenever they get around to the next babyface champion, that's going to be Darby because he has been an OG AEW guy. And he, out of mainly anybody who's going to be champion, he's probably going to get the most criticism, Reg, whenever it does happen. And you know it. You know what people are going to be saying online. And I think Darby is the guy, though, that he's going to consistently be proving people wrong.
I think that his potential winning might have me the most excited on the men's side just because I know what that moment's going to represent. Like, I think that we still have like Ospreay on the horizon and we still have a couple of guys like that need to be crowned. But as far as like day one guys that it's going to hit super hard and it's going to mean so much to this promotion, when Darby wins the big one, it's going to be absolutely insane. And you already see today that he could be immediately slotted into that spot because Hangman is here. Somebody mentioned in our chat that this reign is not going as well as they thought it was. And while I do think it is, I think having another huge name and a huge face in Darby Allin is going to play into what Hangman got's going on. He's always going to be looming in the shadows over Hangman's reign, but I think that's great for Hangman because it's going to make him step up. This is a great position to have as the world championship,
When I think about two champions that have still yet to come, that I think when they happen, I'm going to get emo, Reg. It's Will and Darby.
Yep. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that
might
are
shed a tear.
Really close on the babyface side to the fans, and we're going to feel like we were there for the whole journey.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And I'm still, it's still so crazy to think that we never got the Ospreay moment with him as champ because he had championship caliber matches every single time.
He was champion without the belt. That's all
he
it
was.
is.
Yeah, he was champion in our hearts. Oh, that's so cheesy.
we miss you already, Will. Damn, it's crazy, dude. Everything we're saying about Darby is true, but Will Ospreay is still going to leave a pretty big hole in this company while he's gone. So let's not forget that. But it is great that Darby and Hangman, and we have some people that are going to move this thing forward.
Right. So if you didn't check out Dynamite today, if you just got out of work or whatever, go check out this match with him and Claudio. You'll definitely get your time's worth for sure. Let's go ahead and jump into these super chats and see what everybody is saying. We got Lil MT Shocker here. Thank you so much. Says MDog20 used to be my go-to call name. What's call? Call name.
Create a wrestler.
Oh, create a wrestler name in games. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Mine used. I don't even want to share.
Yes,
mine.
no. Don't try to run away from it. Do not try to run away from it.
But if I share my little name that I used to have, so I used to play on, I don't know how many of you guys remember this website. Who here remembers Pogo? It was play online games for free. Fuck, I'm old.
Pogo. I'm old and I don't know what the fuck that is.
Whatever. It was one of those websites where like you have to go and like type it in and you make an account and you play your little games. And I used to play Scrabble. Scrabble was my game. Okay. I would spend hours fucking playing Scrabble with people all over the world.
Clock this. We're about to both download the Scrabble app because I know there's mobile Scrabble and we're going to have a battle. That's just for later in this thing because I love Scrabble.
No one likes to play Scrabble with me, Reg.
I love Scrabble.
Do not play Scrabble with me no more because I don't make it fun. I'm very competitive.
I'm here.
So we're
going at it.
Now, mind you, I was younger. I'm too embarrassed. I can't.
No, Denise, come on. You're setting us up so good for it, too.
No, I can't. It's embarrassing, Reg.
You're setting us up so good for it, too.
No, it's embarrassing.
Lay it out there.
Mind you, I was a teenager, okay? So can we please, like, put that out there?
We know. It was young Denise. She was just a little girl.
It was Mrs. Jericho. I know. You see why I didn't want to fucking reveal it?
I didn't know what to expect. I was like, it can't be that bad.
It was bad.
It's so bad, Mrs. Jericho, and you were a little girl.
Well, he was my crush at the time.
Oh God, Mrs. Jericho's destroying me in Scrabble again. I hate her.
Oh my gosh. And then I also had like on MySpace, I had WWE Diva 3.
Oh no, that might be worse than Mrs. Jericho. You were a generic, we're talking about cause. That's a generic creator wrestler name. WWE Diva 3, not 1 or 2. Like you're not even the best at WWE Diva. You're the third best.
I also had Flying Butt. You either know or you don't know.
Flying what?
Flying Butt. I had some crazy names, okay? I'm literally crying.
Why
so
Flying Butt?
I don't want to get into it, okay? I don't want to get into it.
Miss Jericho isn't even the most embarrassing one. Like Flying Butt and WWE Diva number 3 is insane.
Yeah.
Number 3 kills me. It's so good.
I'm choking. I can't even breathe.
On MySpace. Maybe you are old. That was an old ass sentence. A couple of old ass sentences you were saying.
Yeah.
On MySpace, I was this person. Oh my God. What a life.
So embarrassing. So embarrassing. Just die right now.
You're embarrassing, Denise. I can't believe your teenage self would be this embarrassing.
You never had no embarrassing little wrestling name?
No. Most of them were some kind of Reg, something. It's always been the same. I've been about to be Righteous Reg for a long time.
Oh my gosh, I can't right now. So embarrassing. I'm not even gonna share no more stories.
Are you gonna be happy or sad if Chris Jericho goes back to the World Wrestling Entertainment?
It's fine. I'm fine. It's all good. I watch both shows. It's fine. No big deal.
Yeah.
Can't breathe. All right. Thank you so much, Little MT Shocker. We got Frank here who says, Reg, did you get to peek the Lola, Laney, and Parker match? Also, WTF is wrong, but also lovely of Darby Allin's mind. His body has to be hurting. I don't know, man, because I mean, I don't know. I mean, you see wrestlers who do some basic things and they're hurting like crazy. I don't know.
This is funny because we were just earlier, Denise, you're talking about Jeff Hardy, and Darby's kind of the same. Like every single day of his wrestling career, they've been like, you got to change that style, dude. You cannot work like that. You can't be taking these big ass bumps. You can't be doing these crazy things. And he's done them. Like I thought after that big glass bump off the ladders, Denise, like this this fool ain't gonna take no crazy ass bumps after that. How could you get crazier than that? And he's still doing it every week. Like this was not a random Dynamite. Like nothing's random, but like this is just a Wednesday, and he took some nasty ass bumps, and he's gonna do it again next Wednesday. He's just
He was like, I'm in the 2300 arena. Let's fucking go, bro. Let's fucking go. That's what he said.
Listen, it's pro wrestling.
By the way, Lil MT Shocker, thank you so much for pointing this out. Yes, when Claudio threw out Darby, that was an homage to a Bam Bam Bigelow throwing out Spike Dudley into the crowd. Good stuff, Lil MT Shocker.
1000%, a great thing to bring up. I don't think you can on mainstream television. You couldn't do the real thing of throwing him into the crowd because they're too scared of liability and things. So this was the perfect way for them to pay homage to that.
Imagine you're eating your nachos, you look up and Darby's coming straight at you.
I don't think, they're not
You're
like
sending your little tweet out.
In ECW, that was the thing. Like they don't give a shit. Like they'll come flying at you. Liabilities are different. If somebody comes flying at you in AEW, like people are gonna be trying to sue and shit, and it's just different.
No, but here's the thing. Nowadays with cell phones and everything, like you see a man flying at you, and instead you're like, hold on, let me. And so Darby's gonna land on all these people's phones.
As I've seen working West Coast pro shows, you tell people if wrestlers come at you, move. Like if a wrestler comes flying in the crowd, get out of the way. There's so many people that hear that and still don't get out of the way. So I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like they're either doing what you're saying, Denise, of pulling out their phone to film it or some other kind of wild variation. So it could be any fans are so funny.
Yeah.
Move out of the way. And they're just like, nope, I'm going to stay.
I got hurt 2 times at PWG. One, I was sitting in the 3rd row and I forgot what the match was, but Ronan, do you remember Ronan?
I do. Yep.
Ronan was in that match. And
big guy, big white guy.
Big white guy. Like, dude, he's big, all right?
Big dude.
And he like fell out of the ring, but not really, like he didn't really fall out with a lot of gas, you know, like he was doing the slow pedaling backwards. And so I'm like, he's not going to come over here. I see the people in the 1st row move, the people in the 2nd row move. And suddenly the 3rd row is me and bro is sitting on top of me on my lap. Okay. I was in middle school at this point and he's like sitting there and I'm like sitting there right now. And I was so grossed out because, you know, he was super sweaty. And then he turns to my little cousin who's there and he goes, "Are you okay?" to my little cousin. And I'm like, why are you asking him if he's okay? Bro, you're on my lap.
Well, you took me back with that one. First of all, Ronan, haven't heard that name in like 500 years. And I didn't know he almost tried to kill same teenage Mrs. Jericho in the PWG crowd.
Literally. And then the second time I got hurt was also at PWG. This time I moved.
Makes
but
sense.
Austin I forgot, it was Austin Aries versus I don't know who. And he did a moment where like they were throwing chairs, right? So all the crowd has completely dispersed. The chairs are everywhere. So he's throwing all of these chairs. He throws one a little too hard, a little too fast. And that shit came flying straight into my shin. So I took a chair to my shin. And I was like, madre, that hurts so bad.
That sounds about right. Yeah, sound par for the course. In PWG, you got to run pretty often. Austin Aries, he likes to add some extra things to it. So this all makes sense. And you didn't think like, I'm going to see these people. You're just like, damn, I got fucked up at that PWG show.
No, I was like, I was in the match.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. I was in the match.
Got to find that clip.
I don't think it. I mean, if it exists, I don't even think it would have even came. You're right. Oh my God. I could probably see little me on some High Spots video with fucking Ronan on my lap.
They recorded every PWG show that ever happened. It exists.
Oh my God. There's probably videos of me out there when I would go run up to El Generico to get my hand shaked.
Yes. Find it, Denise. Yes. They've recorded. All of that stuff is recorded. It's all out there. Every single bit of it.
I'm gonna find out what shows I was at, and I'm gonna go on High Spots, and I'm gonna look to see if they still sell the DVDs or something.
Well, they have a streaming service that you can watch it.
Wait, they have PWG on streaming service?
Yeah, on High Spots.
All of the past PWGs?
Yeah.
No way. How am I just learning this?
It's all there. Go to High Spots. If you guys didn't know, if you want to watch PWG, the way to watch PWG is through High Spots.
I'm gonna
TV.
cry, Reg. You don't understand. I used to go to the shows and sit in the third row. I might actually be on some of these videos.
Definitely. You were at the Sweatbox, weren't you? JCC, the Jewish Community Center?
Yes, that's exactly where I was at.
Those shows are there. You're there.
I'm gonna go look. All right, thank you. Little MT Shocker. Little MT Shocker taking us way back today.
Coming through. Yeah.
All right, we got Dion8517 here who says Darby, Cody, and John Moxley are all in love with pain and being brutalized. What's that? Porn theme called? What are we trying to say? What are we trying to say here? What's the blank for?
Leave me out of this, Dion.
What's the porn theme called, Reg?
Pain and being brutal. I don't want to leave me out of this.
All right.
I don't know.
Move on. I'm going to move on. Thank you, Dion.
Dion.
Tenrusa, Dion broke us. Dion says they just showed a live tweet on screen, a new bit. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't even notice that.
Missed it. Put my tweets up, Tony Khan.
We got Anthony Giuliano. What's up, Anthony? He says, hey, Denise, how you been? What's your opinion on the Raja situation? I'm sure you saw the video. What did you think? Yeah, so obviously that's a question that, we've talked about quite a bit on other podcasts and whatnot, but look, it's a mess. It's horrible. I hope Raja gets the justice I hope Raja gets I hope he gets what he has coming, and I hope that Psycho Stu gets the justice that he deserves. That's what I was trying to say. I almost said it in reverse.
It's a terrible situation. You never want to. As people who work in the wrestling business, like, I don't ever want to see things go like that. Like, wrestling is wrestling, and it's supposed to be a certain way, and these people are giving up their bodies to other people. So seeing that footage was absolutely horrible. It seems as if justice will prevail, or something will come of this. Like you said, Stu's doing better. A lot of people are donating to his GoFundMe. Shout out to the wrestlers and thing, Chris Jericho and all these other people that have donated to his GoFundMe, because that's really cool. Great to see the business come together like that. Awful situation that had happened, but I do like seeing that part. And Raja's a sad lost case, and I hope that they get that person help beyond just sending him to prison, because it's more in there too.
Yeah, he's just mentally not there. And I think that's a serious thing that needs to be discussed. And it's awful stuff, man. But I was very happy to see that he's he's alive. He's alive. And when I saw that video, I didn't reshare it at all, because I thought he might be dead. And I'm not about to reshare a video where someone might have just died.
I like that. I immediately did reshare it when this was like, I saw it pretty like as soon as it happened, essentially. And I was like, I didn't know I didn't know anything. I was
we
like,
didn't know anything, right? When it happened, we thought, because at that time people were saying he killed the guy.
He killed the guy.
At that moment, people were saying he was
dead. Yeah. So I didn't know when I tweeted it, somebody was like, did you just tweet a video of somebody dying? And I was like, I don't think so, but let me take it down, because I don't want that.
Right.
If he is dead, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want me to be the reason you see that. I didn't, but so it's
at this point, the video's everywhere. So everyone's seen it. Yeah.
Like they were going to go on to see it anyways, but you don't want to be like, if the fool did die, I don't want to have a death on my thing. That's scary. That's crazy. But there was that moment where we're like, this fool could be dead. That was fucking scary. It was
I thought he was. Like, in that moment, I thought, oh my God, I just watched somebody kill somebody. That's what I thought when I first saw it.
Death to streamers. Stop podcasting. That's the biggest problem.
That was the thing, that he was just the way that he was acting and everything. I thought Shane Helms had a really great comment about receipts and giving receipts. I don't have the exact wording. You can go look at Shane Helms' Twitter account, but he said something along the lines of, yes, receipts do happen in wrestling, but they usually happen in the ring when a receipt is given, like in the moment. You don't have a situation. Well, first of all, you don't go that far in a situation, but also if you squash a beef with someone backstage, you squash the beef. See,
that's the issue, is everyone has been talking about Raja with stuff like that. He doesn't have to abide by those things. Like when they're like, oh, when you receipt, he doesn't know about receipts. He doesn't know about handshake. He doesn't know about squashing that shit, because he's not a fucking pro wrestler. He shouldn't have been in there. That's the biggest, deeper, wider story we need to get into, is people trying to get viral moments, people putting in people who have followings Fucking WWE Unreal is showing people that you should have filming things backstage and we should know everything that's going on about these wrestling matches. Now people are doing that. I was like, why the fuck was he live streaming backstage? This is a sacred place. Everything I've ever known about pro wrestling, they're like, the most sacred place in pro wrestling is backstage. Don't show this shit. Don't talk about what goes on over here. They were live streaming all this.
We saw everything.
That part where the guy comes
even
in
after,
like,
I would have been like, cut the cams.
When that guy comes in and he's like, you got to give him a receipt. This shouldn't be on camera, you fucking idiot. This is supposed to be sacred pro wrestling. But again, you can't even, he doesn't abide by those rules again because he's not a pro wrestler. So everything they're saying doesn't matter. He didn't go to wrestling school to be taught that these are the way you're supposed to do this thing. He doesn't know the system. So he just went in there like, I'm going to fight this guy because we're fighting.
But Reg, you, me, people here in the chat,
we're right state of mind people. Wrestlers. Don't forget.
We're not wrestlers. That doesn't mean that if we get a spot in the ring, we're going to go in and try to kill somebody.
They don't know that, though.
He's just messed up in his head.
I know that plays a big part, but I'm saying a lot of people don't know. Like when Travis Scott did that thing, like these people don't know. They're not trained wrestlers. If you send an untrained person in there, you're probably going to get hurt because they didn't train for this. I'm not shooting anybody. I'm not saying it's okay that he did this. I'm saying the fool should have never been in the fucking ring. Is this pro wrestling? Is this sacred? Are we abiding by the rules that were sent down? If we are, we have to be a lot better about this. This should have never been a situation. None of this should have been filmed. He should have never been at the fucking show. Why was he involved in anything anyways? For clout. He's Rampage Jackson's son. If we put him on, everybody's going to be talking about this. Well, you see what fucking happened. So if they have some integrity, if they have some sanctity to our pro wrestling business, you won't see shit like this happening. The problem is we're fucked, and it's just gonna see more stuff like this happening.
If you're immature, if you're not a decent person, and if you're gonna let your chat hype you up to go do something, because you saw that video where he was saying, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and watch me, and you guys think I'm messing around. That is somebody that does not have the mind of an adult. That is the mind of a child. And not even then. I've seen children that have way more intelligence than that. That's an insult to children at this point.
Like,
but what I'm saying is that his brain is not developed like that. Like, he's messed up.
That was another part that he should have been stopped. When he's on the side talking about, I'm going to get in there and fuck this guy up. He's live streaming during the show. What was going on? Who is in charge here? What's happening here? Right. There's so many questions that I have.
Well, did you see the wrestler I'm sorry, I forget his name, so my apologies. The wrestler that went in and broke up the fight. Mm-hmm. I read what he had to say, and he said that somebody next to him told him, hey, I think you're gonna have to go in here at some point because something's gonna happen.
Oh, so everybody wasn't even fucking
and the guy said, what do you mean? What's my cue? Like, when am I supposed to go in? And they didn't tell him anything else. So he said he was watching and he didn't know what he was watching out for or anything. And by the time everything happened, there were so many people in front of him that he had to cut through to get into the ring because the guy had just had a match, apparently. I don't know. I was reading what he had to say about it, and I'm thinking, oh shit, like that within itself was a very, very telling thing that someone said, hey, I think something's gonna happen here. Keep an eye out.
This is a super nasty situation, and I hope that it's all resolved. I'm happy that the most important thing is the guy is alive. Stu's alive. He's up. His family and friends are around him. I'm hoping some of this GoFundMe offsets, I'm sure, very expensive hospital bills. That's the most important thing.
Of course, 100%. Also, thank you. Exxon Popular says the guy's name was Doug. Thank you. I had a little bit of a blank head space right there right now for a second. I was like, trying to remember everyone's name. But no, seriously though, it's a lot. And I mean, we can get into this even more, but it's just a mess and just hoping for the best, man. Hoping for justice, and hoping for health for Psycho Stu. That's the most important thing. All right. Where are we at with all of this? All right, moving on. We got Sheldon Jackson here. Thank you so much for the love, Sheldon. He says, happy 1 year anniversary to the time Denise learned what a pillow princess was. It was on 23rd, 2024. Now we have the Plan B, Pillow Princess, Lisa, DD, Fatu, Salcedo. Man, time flies.
When did we start this, Denise? What was our first, like, because I'm like, damn, that was a year already? Like,
yeah, it was a year.
When did we begin? Do you remember?
No.
I remember
I
think we did a pay-per-view or something. Was
Reg,
it Dynamite? I can't remember.
No earthly idea.
I can't remember. I think I helped you on Dynamite. And you were like, "Do you want to do it again next week?"
I think I could figure it out because during that time I was auditioning people. So you didn't even know, by the way, when you came onto the show, I was auditioning you. You just didn't know.
I didn't know that at all. No,
I didn't tell you because I'm like, well, if I tell him, he's gonna get nervous.
No, I wouldn't have.
Well, I don't know. I figured. You never know.
I knew.
If you knew, no, you didn't know because no one knew that I was auditioning people. Only me.
I knew.
No, you didn't know.
You know when I knew? One time, Will Washington had just left, and you were like, "Hey, do you want to try this thing on Sunday?" And I was all, "What?" You had me do like essentially an after the week with you. The thing you did that, and I was all, this motherfucker's trying to trick me and do this audition is what it was. I knew what you were doing, Denise. I was not.
No, but I didn't audition you on After the Week. I auditioned you on Dynamite.
But I knew where we were leading to. I knew what this all was. We had already did the Dynamite thing, but then you were trying to afterwards, and I was
so was I putting you in a different scenario?
I wanted the job. That's why I'm not mad about it. Like, I was like, I want to podcast with Denise. I don't know what it's going to take. And it worked.
I do that. I like secretly audition people.
It wasn't a secret, is all I'm saying. I knew what's up. I came in ready.
Well, I didn't tell anybody. I was just like, let me see. Let me get a vibe for this person. Let me see how it works out. If I like them,
so funny.
Great. If I don't, we never got to see each other again.
That's true. One and done. This could be it.
Why do you think I did? Because imagine if I would have said, hey, I'm auditioning you. And then afterwards you were like, hey, so how did I do?
Yeah, no, I see.
Not so great.
You're right. You're right. I forgot about that part. There is the like, oh, how did I do? And if I didn't do great, you have to be like, oh, yeah, that wasn't that great. Or you would have to ghost me.
Right. I would have to stop talking to you. And every time I saw you in person, I would turn the other way.
Oh, damn. That would have been so awkward. Imagine. Every time I see him, like, there she goes again. I probably would have started something like talking shit about you. Like, oh, that Denise, she's.
Yeah. I did a show with her one time. She's crazy.
Yeah. I thought I did a great job, but she didn't think so.
You see? Now you know I didn't say anything.
I would have been so mad at you.
Funny as hell. Thank you, Sheldon.
So good.
It's
been a long time, though.
Yeah, we got me Enormous here who says false count anywhere should end on the sidewalk. You know what? I like that train of thinking, so I'm with you, Meet Enormous.
I think they're building up to it, Meet Enormous, because Mina mentioned dancing atop. Shout out to Kimona Wanalea. They've mentioned the arena and the outskirts a couple times. I think we are going to see some outside. I don't know if that's the match, but I think we'll end up outside of this arena before it's all said and done.
Yeah. All right. We got Frank here who says, now all about the chicken Philly chef's kiss. Look, I don't care. As long as it's got bread and chicken and cheese, I'm good. I don't care where it's from. Call it the California. I was going to say the California Philly.
You can't call it the California Philly.
I don't care. Texas cheesesteak. I don't care. Give them all to me.
Straight up. They don't make them as good here in California, but they'd be all right.
I've been finding some good places out here, bro.
I've
been living. All right, we got Shanika here who says, happy Wednesday, all show. Hangman in the same ring again. Last call. And Okada to catch the stare down. Ooh, how did you feel, man, that moment, seeing Kenny and Hangman together, hugging it out in the ring?
It did something to me, Denise. It's like again, like we were talking about, we've lost a couple of big time players, but we still have gigantic time players here in AEW. And I didn't know when Hangman was getting jumped, I didn't know who could save. I was thinking like, damn, this one got no friends. Who the fuck's going to save this fool? When it ended up being Kenny Omega, I was like, oh, Kenny Omega. Yeah, that's his friend. Kenny came out looking brolic. And when they got the stare down, I don't know what they're leading to. I don't know what this means. But whatever it is, I'm excited. It got me about as excited as Shanika's mentioning here. That Okada and Takeshita stare down was like, this is feeding me. This is giving me life. This is all I really care about.
It was more than a stare down. There was a shove and everything.
They're beefing. They're beefing really hard. I think Okada has something. Takeshi's definitely had a chip on his shoulder. Okada's like, I'm tired of you kind of acting like I'm not some fool. That's going to be great. But yeah, seeing Hangman and Kenny across from each other, it felt good. I don't know if they're going to tag together. I don't know if Kenny's going to potentially challenge him, but it felt like the right moment right there. Really good.
We got Grapple Geekery here, says, my sister in Christ, I would have died with that.
I think she's talking about,
yeah,
talking about Mrs. Jericho.
The Mrs. Jericho name. I know. Okay, look, there are certain things I'm taking to the grave with me.
Not that one.
Not that one. That one's not going no more. There are some things, though. Do you got some things you're taking to the grave with you?
Definitely. A bunch of them. And nobody's ever going to find out about that one. Definitely not going to talk about it on my podcast that everybody listens to.
My husband knows all the things I'm taking to the grave with me. And I told him, if I die and you tell somebody these things, I'm going to be so mad.
No,
I'm going to come back and haunt you.
That saying works for everybody else too, I think, Denise. Like when you say take it to the grave, it goes to the grave with you. I can't be like talking about you. You're in the grave. I mean, you can, but that's wild.
Exactly.
You want to be haunted?
What?
So do you want to get haunted? That's how you get haunted.
Don't be telling people secrets. All right. We got Meet Normus here who says, sup y'all, Darby is a skater. They don't feel pain.
That plays a gigantic role. Darby came into this before he was ever a pro wrestler. He was into jackass and skating and stunts and shit. So his body is definitely used to being destroyed.
How does he not have his own show like Jackass? Just call it Darby Allin.
Wrestling. I think he doesn't have time. I think if he had time, he would.
Yeah. Honestly, if I were him, I would just have someone follow me around with a camera.
But also... He should.
He should. All right, we got Sheldon Jackson here who says the Miss Jericho Plan B, Pillow Princess Lisa DD Fatu WWE Diva Salcedo.
She just keep getting nicknames. Yeah, you're gonna have to start announcing her like Justin Roberts with all those damn names.
For real. Thank you, Sheldon. We got Ben Sneffer here. Thank you, Ben. He says, I was hoping Jake Hager would get hired back to fill the hole left with Will and Swerve out. Apparently, it's not gonna happen. Congratulations, Denise, on the engagement.
Ben, you're a sick individual. The sickest individual of the day is Ben with this damn super chat. Unbelievable. At least his purple hat, Ben. At least.
His Jake Hager and his purple hat. That's what was going to take over AEW.
Did you
forget Will Ospreay's 5-star matches? None of that. We want Jake Hager's purple hat.
Have you seen this Jake Hager controversy, Denise?
You know, I saw a little bit about it. I saw that he said like F Tony Khan or something. What happened?
Yeah, he was on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, and they were talking about Jake Hager starts describing some moment that happened. I think maybe like post-punk or so, post like the brawl out stuff. He said they were having a meeting, like all the top guys, all the men essentially. And Tony Khan busted in and he was like yelling and he was being like this fascist dictator. Have you ever heard anybody describe Tony Khan like that? Is where I started like nobody, he doesn't even raise his voice. Like so he's like Jake Hager's like, yeah, he busted in and he was yelling at us. He told us he's forcing us into this match and he was acting all crazy. And when he was saying that, he was talking about some wrestlers not coming to the show. And he said that was FTR. He saw Tony Khan came in saying that FTR is not going to make the show. So I have to do this match. And then I don't know if you saw what FTR did.
No.
And then Dax
happened. Where was I?
Dax came after that interview started spreading. Dax came in and showed a text message. He came in and was talking and he was like, that wasn't us. We always come to work no matter what. Keep our name out of it. Then Cash came in and he showed a text message he sent the article to Jake and it's the article from WrestlePurus or whatever. And then the first thing Jake says is, sorry, I wasn't trying to talk. Like he started apologizing right off the bat.
Backpedaled
Immediately. Like Cash didn't even say anything. He just sent the article and immediately Swagger's like, nope, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to. I wasn't actually talking about you. Like he immediately backpedaled and Cash is like, well, no, he's essentially you mentioned our name. That means something. Like you must have been doing something. So like Cash pressed him, Dax pressed him. And then he came back and was like, it wasn't even about you guys. Fuck off. There was a lot going on, Denise. I don't know how you missed all this.
Yeah, where was I? Why didn't anyone tell me? Hey, guys, tag me in the drama. Damn.
Yeah, you missed this good drama.
When did
Some
this
good
happen?
drama. This was yesterday.
Oh, that's why. Sorry, guys. I was in the T Swift universe.
Oh, yeah. That's why.
No wonder I was like, where was I? My whole timeline. I did not see. I saw like that little blip and then that was it.
Because I was like, even when Denise isn't like always looking on social media for that type of stuff, but she'll know. I'm like, how does she not know at all? I'm like, oh, that's how she didn't know. She's in a different world.
No, yeah, I was like, my whole timeline was Swifty stuff yesterday. Like I did not, nothing else existed. No wonder. Had this happened another day, then I would have been more aware. Because usually I find stuff out. People love to tell me things all the time.
But this time everybody was like,
for the information.
How many text messages did you get, like essentially congratulating you for Taylor Swift getting engaged?
Text messages, calls, DMs, people adding me. I mean, like it was crazy. Okay.
Like you got engaged.
My phone, for example, like if I would have put it down for a second, it was going buzz, 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 buzz. Literally.
Oh my God. You said calls too. People were calling you.
People were calling me, okay?
That is so funny, dude.
I was like, and I had to keep telling everyone, yes, I know already.
I know.
Let me look at the tweets. And then I finally started ignoring everybody. And I was just scrolling on Twitter, liking things. And you know how it works, obviously, on Twitter. The more you like of something, the more they give you. Yeah. So that's where I was at.
That's just funny thinking in my brain of your friends being like, I wonder if Denise knows about this. She definitely knows about this, dude.
I had like already 50 more details than like everything. Because I mean, I know when you're a fan of something, you know where to go to get into the trenches.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
I'm like in the trenches getting additional information, and I'm reading what like the hardcore fans are saying, like the OGs, you know, and I'm like, you know, like I'm in
about how they did it after the podcast, and they might have been setting up there.
I was on freaking. I discovered Australian reporters that had like 2,000 followers. I'm on their pages. I'm reading the shit. And I'm like, all right, this person has an interview with this person.
Oh my God. You would think like, how much information can you find out? But there's a lot.
You'd be surprised. And there's like really like, there's people that are so good at detective stuff and they post theories and they post pictures and you're like, yeah, I think they're onto something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Give it to me.
Denise turned into like a fiend, dude. Yeah. Bro, give me more.
I was literally, I'm not kidding you. I had my phone on the mirror and I'm brushing my teeth and I'm like,
dude, that is so funny.
The works, man.
Yeah.
Give me more information. More information. Man. All right. Man. Thank you, Ben. We got JJ Castillo here who says WWE is asking too much from us fans to watch their PLEs the same day AEW pay-per-view aired. It's not going to work long-term. Agree or disagree? It's a hard one for people that watch WWE and AEW. It stinks. If you're a sole WWE fan or a sole AEW fan, you're good. It does stink for, you know, people like me, not Reg. Reg, you're good. You're fine. Yeah. Me, I'm over here like twitching, trying to decide what the hell I'm going to do.
If I were like Denise and I covered every fucking show Monday through Sunday and shit, I'd be like, oh my God, this is too much. As someone like Denise, who it's even deeper for Denise because she'll do watch-alongs. Like if you just got to cover it, I can watch both shows eventually at sometimes. But if you're watching it live and doing all that, I don't know what you're going to do. You don't even be having the time half the time to cover these things, you know?
No. And then I hate how tribalistic things get.
Yeah.
Remember when we covered what was it? NXT. We were watching All In, I think, instead of NXT.
Yep, that was All In. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our chat was a mess in there.
Yeah, it was.
And normally, like I feel like our chat is usually very good. Like we don't really have that many problems. And in this one, it was annoying, you know.
I think that's
what's trying to enjoy the damn show. Like let's all be grown-ups.
That's what changes when I compare like now to the past. It's like now if you like something, the person has to try to get you to stop liking it or diss you for liking it. It's not just like, I like this thing, I'm gonna move on. It's like, oh, you like this thing and you're dumb. You know what I mean? And that's where it gets kind of like, if you want to come into Denise's chat and be like, hey, what's up, watch NXT, or you should be watching NXT, that's fine. But when you come in and you're like, why aren't you watching NXT? AEW fucking sucks. That's when it gets kind of like, well, we don't need that part.
Right. So I just kind of get like a little bit, oh my gosh, trying to please and do everything. It's a lot. So, personally for me, I'm not a fan of the counter programming just because it's too stressful, but
that's it.
Yeah. We got Grapple Geekery here who says Beastmaster Rick Link followed me through a crowd at a show with Major De Beers. I backed into the merch table. He threw De Beers at me. I barely dodged. What did I just read?
The fun part, when you were describing PWG earlier, Denise, I was I hope this sounds fun to people, because it is. Like, even if it sounds a little bit traumatic what Denise went through, that's what's fun about independent wrestling shows, because like a wrestler will land in your lap. You know what I mean? Like, that's part of the fun. Running out of there is part of fun. I hope people weren't like, it sounds crazy, I don't want to get smashed in a guy.
Panic. My uncle, I remember he would tell me, Denise, do not panic when the wrestlers come. I would panic. So normally when a wrestler comes at you, okay, if you're on the right side, you move to the right. If you're on the left side, you move to the left, right? It sounds like common sense.
It sounds easy.
Not me. I was on the right and I tried to jump to the left and I tried to get back to the right because my whole family would end up on one side and I would end up on the other side. And my uncle would be like, Denise, you never know what to do. You always end up. And, he's obviously scared because, I'm all the way with some.
You're in middle school.
I'm in middle school. I'm on the other side. He's in charge of my well-being and I'm in the whole other section. So he would tell me, Denise, go this way, go that way if the wrestlers come. And I panicked and I'd always go the opposite way.
I'm nervous and you're an adult now. Like, I'm nervous thinking about you back then. I'm like, dude, move, Denise.
I know. I would, and you know how it gets with like all the crowds and all the people. I'd end up in the back and there's like 50 guys in front of me and everyone's going crazy. And I'm there like, where's my uncle?
And as somebody who was a guy that was there, I'm not looking out for little kids, dude. I'm trying to jump up and down and cheer. I don't care if some kid's going to get knocked out.
Exactly. Literally. And I'd be like looking for my uncle and I'd see him on the other side. And then I was the person that was stressed out about my chair.
So good, dude.
You ever get stressed out about your chair and you're like, where the fuck my chair go? I want the same chair.
When a wrestler comes flying out for a high spot and he knocks all the chairs out of the way, like it's like that game where you're like, I have to keep my eye on my chair. Like, I'm looking at everybody else. I'm like, that's my chair right there. Do not grab that one.
That's how I felt too. I'm like, that is my chair.
It's like the game the scammers play in the train thing with the 3 cups and you put a little ball underneath. It's like my little chair. You're like, which one's your chair? Which one's your chair? That's my chair, fool. Man, PWG needs to come back. What a life.
Bring it back, man. We got Ben here who says, sorry, Denise, but not a good moment for Mark. I only saw a little bit of what Mark had to say. Everybody has their own opinion. I have my own opinion. And, as long as I state my own opinion, I always just say what I feel and what I think. If you were to say something I did not agree with, I would never disrespect you. But I'm going to just speak my own mind.
Totally. And I try to make that a thing too. When I'm talking for Righteous Reg. I'm not talking for Grapsity. I'm not talking for Fightful. I'm not talking for Instinct Culture. I'm not talking for Denise. I'm talking for me. And you have to reiterate that. I mean, I've been in the same boat. I'm a part of Fightful and some higher ups be saying some crazy ass tweets over there. But you're just, I don't know, what are you supposed to do? It's not about...
Let's keep going, Reg. Let's keep going. We want to keep you employed, bro.
You just are like, I don't know.
I can't afford your life, Reg.
I can't. It's not like you have to be like, I agree, but I'm not, it's just like, that's life. You can't stop anybody from having an opinion,
Right. You obviously you're not going to be disrespectful about it, but everyone just has different opinions. Mm-hmm. All right, we got Varix VQ here who says, feels like a modern mass transit incident.
1,000%. If you weren't around for the mass transit incident in ECW, it's funny that we're back in 2300 Arena. All the talk around it, everything involved of it feels like that mass transit incident of like, oh shit, we thought it was just going to be a regular Saturday, a regular show. We're going to do this thing, but talking and all these things kind of escalated into this huger problem that's now probably like the mass transit incident gonna go to court and be wrestling lore for a long
forever.
time. It's crazy.
Forever. And it was crazy too, because then like the locals get involved and people are like, the WWE is so bad. And I'm like, this is not WWE. But that's when people who are not in the know,
Dude,
they saw it as this is WWE. And look at what WWE is doing.
I
And
saw
I'm just
so many
like,
people sharing that video being like, Rampage Jackson's son beats up WWE wrestler. Like most of the
I
people
saw
were
that
saying
too. I saw that.
WWE wrestler, and it's like this ain't
And then
WWE.
they try to throw our boy Will Ospreay under the
Yeah.
I saw your quote retweet of that guy, and I'm like, no way they're trying to turn this into something totally different.
And then the comments on that were crazy. And I was like, damn, these people don't know that like that was a wrestling bit, and the Rampage Jackson's son was not a wrestling bit.
The internet is crazy. All right, we got Dion8517 who says, I would have put hands, feet, knees, and elbows on Raja if I was there. You never go from spectating to getting in the ring. Ultimate mark. Yo, dude, if that was like, if you even personally know that person as a friend or as a family member, oh no, Reg. I think I would have like got it in the ring with a chair and been like, you motherfucker, I get out there. Get crazy. Get off this person right now. Like if that was like my brother or my husband or, you know, I would be like, just, oh my God, I don't even know what I would feel.
I've seen the thing that was kind of craziest for me. I've seen a ring full of wrestlers stomp a fool until he dies, essentially. Like fans ran into the ring and a bunch of wrestlers have beat his ass. Like everybody's trying to get a shot in. This time, no one was trying to get a shot in. It wasn't like usually when wrestlers band together, everybody's doing something. Half of the guys were just standing there. The guys that were trying to get him off, weren't even really trying to get him. I'm like, why? If this guy didn't punch anybody and he just ran into the ring and threatened somebody's life, they would have killed him. But this guy who almost killed one of their fucking coworkers, they're just like, hey, stop it.
And he would have kept going had, you know, the wrestler not gone in there.
Yes.
Crazy. God. Oh my gosh. And then thank you, Ben. He points out that CVV, Chris Van Vliet, interviewed Jake Hager. Thank you, Ben. Also for being a DWO member now for 24 months. All right, we got Ayman Aminata Uranaj. Uranaj? Did I read that right? He says, Reg, the new Pirates of the Caribbean film starring Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne is filming right now. It's called The Quest for Mama Wayne's Girls.
Why the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Hey, yo, shout out to the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I definitely would watch it if Mama Wayne's in there.
Yeah.
Aminata, you're a Uranagi. Is what it is, I think.
Okay. Tenruza here says, am I crazy with Kenny Hangman that Bucks will be back? Am I crazy with Kenny Hangman that Bucks will be back? Ooh.
I mean, they teased that match for they announced that match for next week, and they're all going to be in the same match. So they might run that tag match back again.
We got Lawrence Ross, who feels differently about the main event that we saw today. He says, sorry, just finished the main event match. They expect us to swallow this. The guy was slaughtered, but I still gets the W. Please help. Look, in any other situation, Lawrence Ross, I might be with you on this, but Darby Allin climbed Mount Everest. That's it.
Yeah, I guess you haven't seen much Darby Allin, Lawrence, but that's kind of his deal. Like,
yeah,
they could throw him off the building and he still would win the match. That's part of why we like him. It's like he takes all the destruction, all the damage, all the thing, and then in the end somehow still wins.
It's heart, it's passion. You go through the trenches. And he's thinking this crazy baby face that goes out there, puts his body on the line, does everything possible, keeps getting knocked down in different ways, but finds a way to get back up. I mean, we've seen this story play out a million times. It just looks a little bit different with Darby because he does a little bit more extreme stuff.
Exactly.
Thank you, Lawrence. We got Corey MacArthur here. Hey, Corey. I got to see Corey today in the Patreon meet and greet, too. He says, just getting home and want to say, what's up? Hope all is well. Denise and Reg and DWO crew. Thank you, Corey, for tuning in, for joining today, the meet and greet. It was so much fun to see you. So thank you so much for also tuning in today to the show.
Appreciate that, Corey.
So, all right, let's catch up with the rest of AEW. We kind of went and took a detour. But... all right, FTR kicked off the show. That was the shit ton of fun. What the hell is going on with it was Cash. Cash and the FedEx fan who was wearing like FedEx shirts. So I'm just calling him the FedEx guy now.
FedEx fan.
But they were going at it and I'm thinking, oh shit, like this felt a little legit, you know?
Yeah, the reason that I'm extra thinking it was legit, Denise, because like they had an agenda. Like FTR, they were going to get to Cope and Christian, and his focus was not on Cope and Christian. The beginning of them walking out, and he was in this guy's face bad. And even when Dax and Stokely got in the ring, Cash was still over there being like saying something. I don't know. We got to get some accounts for somebody who was in the building. But just starting off like that, the vibes were already there, Denise. Like, I don't know what was happening, but I was like, oh, Philly's about to be some shit because they're doing this. And so they had a lot of heat, FTR coming into this. This felt like old school, classic heel tag team heat. Them getting into the shit. Big surprise of Cope coming out. His entrance got a huge pop. Christian coming from behind and jumping those guys. The energy when they all locked up was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a moment, a monumental match. I got the vibes at Forbidden Door with Cope and Christian of like, oh, they're going to do something. Like they have enough to where they could put something amazing together, especially if they get with the best tag teams in the world. And so immediately being kind of slotted with FTR, I love the little part of Christian saying, at Forbidden Door, we handled my business with Kip and Nick Wayne, but at All Out, we're going to handle Adam's business, which is you guys. So we're going to do this match. Super duper hot way to start the show. I think that's something that's been teased ever since both these guys, Christian and Cope, have been in the same company together, and FTR was always the match everybody was bringing up. So this feels like fans are being rewarded for waiting for something.
Yes. I thought the fans were going crazy for it. The match is officially happening at All Out.
Wow.
Yeah, big moment. The fans loved it, man. That was the moment that we realized, okay, things are gonna be off the charts here. I also like how Christian was trying to call out their fathers and stuff, and Cope was like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that.
Yeah, him playing kind of trying to be Christian, get Christian to stop with the crazy heel shit and stop with the dad stuff and stop being a bad guy. But Christian just being like, it's in my soul, dude. I can't help it. Like, this team can still work with that little element, and I think it's really fun.
We got Tenruza here who says, Denise saying FedEx boy equals cheaper by the dozen.
FedEx boy?
FedEx boy. What? I don't know his name. He's just FedEx guy to me.
It is FedEx boy.
So funny. All right. John Moxley versus Daniel Garcia. Pretty damn good opener that I was kind of rooting for Daniel Garcia. And I know, Reg, you were making your case as to why it shouldn't have been Daniel, but I still think I wanted to see Daniel get that W, but at least he looked really great in the performance where I could think we were kind of reminded of why Daniel Garcia was being pushed or being highlighted in a certain way, that he is one of those guys that you can count on to go out there and put on a good performance. And then afterwards, the match, after everything happened, we had Wheeler Yuta go out there and talk on the microphone 2 times. We just had a commercial break in it, but that led to the return of Hook. And Reg, your laugh tells me everything I need to know about what you thought about that Yuta promo.
I was laughing because like you were so like disgusted. You're like 2 times.
Disgusted.
I love your reaction after the first promo where he's just like, Darby Allin, no.
I mean, the Death Triangle's supposed to be scary, Reg.
No, I feel you. I hear you though, because when I see Mox and Claudio and even Marina, I'm like, damn, I'm about to get fucked up. When I see Yuta, I'm like, shut up, Yuta.
It's like, why are you guys hanging out with Yuta at this point? Okay, so my hair versus hair match theory between Hook and Yuta. You think it's happening?
I'm with you, Denise. I think so, because like a big part of Hook's presentation, this whole AEW thing, has been the hair. It's always been like what a lot of people were saying in the chat. It looks like he just woke up. He just, it's such a thick shade of hair. It covers up his eyes most of the time. I think it's a great way to get Hook back into this. Yeah, the Hook made the return, confronting Wheeler Yuta, and has a new theme song, different one than the Action Bronson song. I think it kind of fits the vibe of whatever this new Hook's going to be. And I think that might be the way to do it, Denise, because that hair, Yuta needs to lose that hair in a match. And I've been thinking for some time, who could it be? And Hook might be the perfect one because he don't want to lose that hair. So he's going to be fighting as hard as he can.
Yeah, I think they should do it that way. They can all be bald now. He's the only non-bald one.
There you go. They can all be bald. That's the only way.
Come on, it's got to be happening. I'm going to @ Tony Khan this. All righty. Harley Cameron, Chris Statlander versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, with Chris and Harley getting the W here. And then afterwards, we had Megan Bayne attack Harley Cameron, and we ended up seeing Willow Nightingale go in there and do a run-in. So I was a little bit thrown off because I couldn't remember what the deal was with like what the recent deal was with Willow and Chris, because I know they were friends, they were beefing, they were friends, and I didn't know where we were at in that timeline of as to whether or not they were still beefing or if they were cool now.
Yeah, no, at Forbidden Door, they were in a match together, 8-woman tag match in the 0 hour. And at one point during the end of the match, Statlander accidentally clotheslined Willow. So Willow is, I think, in the match and in kayfabe, she knew that it was on accident, but it's still kind of like, well, why did you clothesline me? And I think that's kind of what they teased here. Like the tag match a lot. I think it got very hot and the crowd was into it by the end of it. I mean, with Statlander, she has something, some element that fans just love, and she has the ability to do this type of thing of getting the crowd into the match, just with how she works and how tremendous of a wrestler she is. Megan Bayne also, she's a heel, but the crowd loves her because she looks great, and anybody that does power moves and looks like they could fucking take on the world and has this kind of superhero-esque display, people are going to gravitate towards, and I think that's what Megan Bayne has. The bits in this match with Megan and Chris Statlander, feeding the universe. They need a one-on-one match. Them just going at it in the middle of the ring. They kind of have the same kind of, a lot of their main attributes are kind of the same. They're both kind of powerful wrestlers. They have like unique move sets, but at the end of the day, they'll just fucking knock your head off. And I think when it got to that point where they're just trading back and forth, we're like, yeah, this is a match we want to see. This is exciting stuff. Harley Cameron is gaining. I thought there maybe would be a point, Denise, where not that fans stop liking her, but that she stops gaining as many fans, and that's not happening. Like, she is maybe hotter than ever coming back with this mask. Being paired with Stat, I think, is great. This is really fun for the women's division and potentially what could be the women's tag team belts. Like, I like everything about this.
I think, so many times in the past, people have asked us, hey, do you want to see the women's tag team belts? The women's tag team belts. There are so many times where I was like, I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're there yet. Mm-hmm. I think now I feel closer than ever to getting those women's tag team titles.
We're there, finally. It took some time, and they slowly built to it, but I think now is like the closest we've ever been.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. 9 belts. Mercedes Moné goes out there and has a celebration, kind of throws some shots over at Alex Windsor. And I'm trying to remember if she really, there really wasn't that much, that there wasn't like a conclusive thing that came out of this, was there?
No, I think a lot of people were expecting somebody to interrupt her, Denise, like somebody to come, like Alex Windsor to actually come down and be there and do the thing. Because we're waiting to see who the next opponent is, and usually AEW introduces them a different way. This time, Renee and Mercedes were just talking about Alex Windsor, and we got kind of the tone, and from that we think that Alex Windsor's next up. I think it's great that they're giving her a singles match against Mercedes for the World Championship, because she's had a couple matches with her before, but I think she's earned a like true program, true story. Let them have a couple of weeks to be mad at each other, and then probably have the big match at All Out. Alex Windsor has earned that position, and I think it's going to be really fun stuff.
We got Aminata Uranagi says, Reg, I bet you're not going to watch WWE Clash in Paris. Maybe your cap will. For our audio listeners, Reg is wearing a hat that says Paris.
Paris, baby. This hat is from Paris. That's why I'm wearing it.
Reg is fancy.
Perry.
Thank you so much, Aminata Uranagi. We also had Okada, Takeshita, Josh Alexander versus Brodito and Jet Speed. This was a shit ton of fun, man. That's all I got to say. But we kind of already mentioned some of the moments that went down, which was the Okada Takeshita moment. That was that. But we were earlier talking about guys that could really step up in regards to, filling in those spots for Will and Swerve. I'm not saying they're going to completely fill those shoes, but they got some people in that Don Callis family is about to start running this freaking show with all of the guys they have.
Yeah, I think when we have been talking about that, and when we mentioned who's next up, who the guys that could be in the world title contention and who could be the next top stars, legit, most of the guys from this match, like all 8 of the guys from the match, could be in there on the babyface side and the heel side. I think today, with the Hangman promo and Don Callis interrupting him and being like, one of my guys are going to be the fucking guy. We want that belt. I think it was a good sign. This match was everything you would want out of these kind of all-star 8-man tags. Some of the best wrestlers in the company. Some of them got big wins this weekend, like Brodito. Jet Speed's been on such a fun run. I think that beyond Don Callis family being a good heel faction and somebody that's going to kind of continuously be there to be fed to these baby faces and help on that side. They have so many talented wrestlers, like Josh Alexander's here and Takeshita's here, and that's just like Okada's on this side. Like, these are some of the best wrestlers in the entire world. This might be the strongest. This definitely is the strongest the Don Callis family has ever been, and I like them representing kind of the heels of what AEW is going to be, because I think there is. I'm on my Death Rider shit, and I'm over here making D Rider jokes all the time. But I think there is a little bit of Death Riders fatigue, as people don't want them to be the only heels that are kind of dominating. And I think Don Callis' family is going to come in to try to take on that role too.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I'm really excited. I hope we see guys like Josh Alexander step up. Of course, Takesha, he keeps building up his reputation and all of that. I'm rooting for these guys. We'll see what happens with Wardlow. This kind of feels like this feels like the moment where if it doesn't go well these next few months, I don't know what's going to happen with Wardlow.
If it doesn't go well now, not that it'll never going to go well, but it'll never get back to that point where there was a moment where people were saying he should be AEW World Champion and all these things.
We're not there right now. I think we're further from that than we've ever been.
I'm shooting in the dark. I don't know anything about anything, but we need to find Wardlow a tag team partner. I think if we find Wardlow a really good second and have him kind of come in as hot tag mean guy, he could do a lot better. I don't know if singles Wardlow was ever going to work.
I think he's one of those guys that would actually be a stronger fit in WWE.
1000%. Wardlow is a moments wrestler, and I think that they would accentuate those moments.
Yes, facts. Facts. All right, we got W Karams 54. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says Kelly Connection, Kenny Hanger doing the buckshot trigger gave me all the feels. Going to Collision at 2300 Arena on Saturday. What do you guys think I'll see? They didn't announce anything, for the show. Nothing.
That was surprising, because they usually say something towards Collision because they're so close. But it is live this week, and I think that's going to help. That's going to make it better. They're going to try to add something extra with it being live. And it's on a busy weekend, so they're going to try to make a little mark.
Kyle Fletcher match. I'm sure he'll probably defend the title.
Yep. We should be seeing Kyle Fletcher. We might see Brodito again, maybe defend the tag team championships. I could see something like that going on. But you're going to see a great show, because this one was super fun.
I'm jelly, man. The venue looks so freaking cool. Like, you're going to see all of your favorites up close, and it just looks awesome. Like, it's an intimate setting. It looks very cool, man. Very, very cool. Thank you so much, W. Karams, and have a good time at the show. We got Ben Sneffer here, who says OC should be returning to soon. Orange Cassidy. I don't know what the deal is right now with Orange Cassidy, Reg.
He is cleared the last time that I heard. I thought, honestly, we were going to see him tonight. Like, I thought that there was moments with the talks this week. Ospreay and Swerve had the picture today of getting his knee done. I was like, oh, it's the perfect time for OC to come back. Wasn't today, but it'll definitely be soon. We're all ready for it. It's time.
One of the things we were also talking about over on our watch along was who's next for Hangman. Hangman went out there, cut a promo, shouted out. Will Ospreay, of course, is taking some time off, but what is next for, like, what's the next big program? Obviously, besides MJF, what's the next big program for Hangman?
The show today didn't assure me. Like, I'm still like, I don't even fucking know. Like, even with what they did today, I think that, like I said, Don Callis came and made a challenge. He had a face off of Kenny Omega. I still don't know who it could be. I mean, with Don Callis family, you could immediately slot Takeshita in there. I think that'll work, but I don't think that he's scheduled to have a title match in New Japan. He just won the G1. He's going to challenge the world champion Zack Sabre Jr. in October, and I don't think they want him in a losing program going into that. So I don't think he'll be the one. But I don't know. I mean, I think there's a couple of heels that could be slotted in there, but nobody that immediately springs to mind.
I mean, we were literally talking about this and like who could be up next, and
I feel
I
like
don't
most of those are
know.
baby faces that I was
Yeah,
like,
mostly everybody.
Bandito, Brody King, like those are like, I don't know if they should be. I wanted, but like we need some like hot heels
Got to
for
be
Hangman
Don
to go next.
Callis's guys right now. That's where we're at. But even then, we could still heat up several of those guys.
Right.
We got a W. Karam. What's up, W. Karam? Who sends another super chat saying, Mr. Show on Sunday, not to be a downer, but curious your thoughts. MJF Hanger were having an absolute classic, but the end was such a mess. Who's to blame, in your opinion? The producers, talent, TK? So we were talking about this on our show on Sunday, and basically what we had came to our consensus, at least Reg and I did agree on this, was we loved the match, but we hated the little moment where they had Hangman put his foot on the ropes, and then the referee didn't see, and Mark Briscoe comes out, and just the bookingness of it all. That was the part that didn't really land well with us. But then the final moments when Hangman, used the contract and hit MJF and got the win, hit the buckshot lariat, all of that, that was cool.
Hot.
And the crowd erupted. It was just that tiny little couple of minutes that took away from the match. And had that part not existed, I truly think we would be sitting here going like, we would be talking about this match the way that we were talking about Hangman and Jon Moxley that took place at All In. Who's to blame? Honestly, I don't know. But I don't even want, the match was so good though that I don't want to sit here and like point fingers,
Nah, I don't think you can. I think that they're, with knowing how wrestling works and knowing how big matches like this, that it went through a lot of people. Like, you could blame everybody. If we're placing blame, there's multiple people that you probably could, but I don't think that's the thing to do. I just think that, with variety and what they went on very early in the show, and not very early in the show, but they have to have something different than what's going to happen in the show. And Max and how he works, and Hangman likes to tell stories. They want it to be more than just a great match. They want to have some kind of drama, some added elements into this. So I understand trying to add those things. I hated it. I didn't think it added to the match. I think they could have did it without it. But I understand we see so often in AEW just straight up matches of the best wrestlers going at it with not too many screwy and shenanigans finished. So I understand why I'm trying to do something a little bit different than that.
Thank you so much, W. Karam. And again, enjoy the show this weekend. Thank you.
It's going to be so fun.
All right. And the last thing we got to get into, the Ops versus Ricochet and the Gates of Agony AEW Trios Championships. They retain. Fun matchup too. I don't really think not too much stood out from me from this one. Like, I was even trying to remember some of the moments, and I was like, wait, what even happened in this?
Somebody early sent a super chat in the match saying, will the Hurt Syndicate interfere to stop the Gates and Ricochet from winning? And that was kind of in my brain as the match was going on. I was like, at any moment, I think this is going to happen, because I didn't think it was time for the Ops to lose the championships. The Hurt Syndicate needs to get a comeuppance on the Ricochet and Gates of Agony, because they cost them the tag team championship. So it made sense for them to come MVP, hit Ricochet with the cane, and cost them the match just to get their thing back. And when the Bobby and Shelton came out at the end, gigantic pop, the crowd loved it. Them brawling with Gates of Agony, I think this is all great. And it felt better with them with Hurt Syndicate not being tag team champs. Like, I feel better about them feuding with the Gates of Agony, because I know they're not just going to throttle them. Like, I think there's a lot to do with that. But the fun moments in the trios match, I think, were the moments that the big homie was in there with Ricochet. They have some pretty good chemistry. A couple of power slams and things that he did on him were super hard. Somebody said seeing Samoa Joe in 2300 arena just feels right, and it really does. He's such a 2300 arena ass wrestler, and like seeing him in there doing this thing, I think was super awesome. I would like to see Ricochet and Gates of Agony as the trios champions, though. Like, when they announced the match,
they need it.
Earlier in the day, I was like, they could win this, and it would make sense. I don't think they set up enough for them to immediately do it, but I think like they could be the ones to beat the Ops when this is all said and done.
Yeah, I think that's the logical next step. Plus, the Gates of Agony have been there in AEW for a while, and they've kind of just, this is the most
They
attention
need
that they've
something.
gotten.
Mhm.
And I don't want to see the ops together forever. I want to see
Right.
Powerhouse Hobbs do his own thing. I even kind of mentioned the idea of turning Samoa Joe heel once again, maybe having him
Yes.
work with Hangman Page. So I feel at the end of the day, I want to see these guys do their own thing instead of just being the ops.
Agreed. That's a great point there too. I'd like to see, like, I like this op thing. I think it's fun, but I'd like to see them as single stars more.
Right. All right. We got our last super chat. This is from Ten Russo, who says, "Shout out to AEW for supporting Deanna's master study." And yeah, I think they have what do you call it? A program that gives back the money. I'm assuming that they spend.
Yeah. They wrestling, the AEW incentivizes that of like, you don't have to come and just be a wrestler. Like, if you want to do something else, we're going to help you with that too. I love that Deanna brought that point up, because that's going to give wrestlers the idea and give them hope that they could do it too. I think it's a great thing to do, because school's still a thing for some people.
Yeah, I'm with you. Thank you so much, Ten Russo.
Thanks, homie.
Alrighty, well, ladies and gents, that is it for us here today. Also,
Windsor.
friendly reminder that on Patreon tomorrow, Reg and I are going to be live at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, going back and rewatching some old AEW stuff. I do keep the video up for like a couple of weeks for those of you who want to go back and watch it in case you missed it. A lot is happening right now on the Patreon. Today, we actually did a meet and greet where I got to meet a lot of the people that are patrons on the show. I'm on the show, on the platform, excuse me, on the platform. And on Mondays, I drop an exclusive podcast. Tuesdays, I drop a watch along that's usually chosen by the Patreon members. And then Thursdays is the watch along with me and Reg. That's live. And then Fridays, I do like a little diary post. I also upload a lot of my YouTube videos ahead of time and post them up on the Patreon and do like surprise bits and things like that. So for anybody who's interested, it's patreon.com/Denise Salcedo. So yeah, very excited about seeing the Patreon grow. Very, very happy about it. Reg, what do you got going on?
Tomorrow I'm on with Denise, and then I'm on Ask Grapsity after that, and then Saturday is regular Grapsity. And is there something else this week? Nope, just those regular pods this week. Appreciate everybody being here, and I'll see you.
And I'll be back for a Clash in Paris. Reminder that I'm not here for the SmackDown because I will be in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So if anybody here is in the Tennessee area, Animeverse is taking place there. Wrestleverse Fest. You're going to have lots of wrestlers that are going to be there. So head on over there. That's happening August 30th and August 31st.
Oh, Lita's going to be there. Tell Lita I said hi.
I will tell her. And that's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I will be there this weekend. All righty, now we're all done. Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you guys back here for Clash in Paris. Bye, everyone.
Boom.